Define yourself. Will you impact the future? Will you lead the pack? Will you engage the world? Will you find the cure? Will you be the hope? So, will you? Come see how St. John students are changing the world every day. Visit us today.
Welcome back, everybody, to the final night of EGFC Week 3. And we are getting right into the final match, which is the University of Colorado taking on not George Washington University. It is, in fact, one moment, St. John's, as you just saw in that lovely ad. And, oh man, this is going to be the heavy hitters of tonight, with AIV coming in right away.
Yeah, and he will be going up against EJJ from St. John's. Now, we didn't get to see St. John's last week. They got they were the benefactors of a forfeit win last week. But EJJ was one of those players that was new to this roster that looked really solid on this Diddy Kong.
Yes, some immediate pressure right there. But it's a good get off me tool. You charge your stuff, I'll charge mine. But nice parry on that Arc Thunder into some good damage. Not enough to get the full kill though, not yet.
Yeah, and this could be an opening, but good drift back on that up B to recover to avoid the forward smash from EJJ.
And now, as they're getting into it, the pace of the game is starting to slow down a bit as they're trying to, you know, after the initial burst, try and figure out each other's habits. Giving respect to that shield in the corner. You don't want to get a reversal over there against a character with such strong areas.
Another strong forwarder to keep EN off stage. And remember, no book online now. What trade? Did Nair trade?
I have to assume. EN, they love that drain off the ledge. I've seen them do that so many times, especially right after they take a stock. They're like, all right, what's yours is mine.
Ooh, and that up tilt, I'm surprised that up tilt actually didn't kill. EN surviving here at a high percent, and look at all the damage he can do. Wanted the back air, and that could have been a kill, but that up smash will secure the stock.
And charging up the Arc Thunder. The slow-moving projectiles, man, they really force you to respect the space that is being taken.
They really do. And look at the damage that they can do, too, once they land.
Trying to control the ground game with just a couple quick zaps. L Thunder, R Thunder, but it will eventually be the 11 sword off the ledge to take the stock. EJJ down to 1.
Yeah, and EJJ's got a lot of work to do because Ian has done a fantastic job of getting follow-ups here. Look at that quick 76 on him.
Yeah, but is that caught with that jump? They're going to make it at that. And they try and get the drag down with that? That's Mewtwo-esque right there.
And EJJ was ready for it. He gets the spike thanks to the ledge regrab, but again, there's a lot of work for EJJ to do, and EN, his raw kill power is just so threatening right now. That Nair gonna knock EJJ off stage once more.
Oh, and they were ready with that shield though. They saw the flashing, they knew exactly what they were in for. As EN does get caught by the tech chase, but down tilt not gonna quite set up to what EJJ was expecting. The Nair on shield isn't quite gonna be safe either.
I really liked those side Bs from EN. They were perfectly spaced on that platform, so he couldn't snap to ledge easily. But now, a couple of those misspaced side Bs have allowed EJJ back into this match. 77%, and Diddy Kong can do some damage here.
Yeah, trouble getting off ledge, but now they're starting to get their sword back. There it is. And charging up all the way. One bad landing, that's all they need to finish off EJJ's stock. So they just go for the read. But once they bait them in, they go right flying off the platform with the up air. And that'll be the first game going over to EN.
Yeah, and that was a very close one. I mean, these are two rosters where it feels like, again, every player on these rosters feels like a heavy hitter, but these are two of those newer players to the roster going against each other. So a lot of pressure on these guys to come out on top. And EN, he had a lot of the early game, but it felt like EJJ started playing for his stock a bit more in the late game and found a way to get close, just got caught by one too many up airs.
Yeah, it's a really good kill confirm right there. I mean, it's a portable up smash. That's what that is. And I really did like how they used the very strong magic towards the end to kind of bait them in for a punish and then immediately fall through the platform with the up air. Catches them with a whiff punish, you know?
Yeah, and on top of that too, and that's something that plays to the character, right? Because when you play as Robin, you have to manage the books, you have to manage the sword, you have all of those meters to manage. And EN throughout that game one was very proficient at managing them. I mean, he never had to worry about his recovery. He never had to worry about the lack of like his projectile. I mean, even when he used the full charge of that neutral B, the book was the next projectile on the dock. He immediately picked it up and threw it. You know, so having all of that down pat and knowing, you know, how much you've used of each, it's really something to watch throughout the set, and EN is doing a masterful job at it.
And a lot of the very strong options off of ledge that EN has are punishable options, but it's a very narrow window to get that punish. And EJJ, if you whiff the punish, then you're going to be in for a hurting. As demonstrated, where off of just one arc fire, you're taking 70. Or maybe dying, depending on what percent you're at. So Diddy Kong can't get the signature ledge trapping.
And you saw it there throughout that first game. They just really struggle. I mean, you get the banana as a huge part of Diddy Kong's kit, but he really could not make great use of it, as you saw. The ledge trapping that Diddy Kong is kind of known for was non-existent. And I think part of that, too, was that EN was also not afraid to throw out some sort of edge guard threat. You know, he would throw out something like the neutral B or the side B on the ledge, and he would knock EJJ off stage, and that really didn't allow for that ledge trap setup.
Not at all. As it's going to be a switch over to Bayonetta. Interesting. I think Bayonetta can definitely have an easier time contesting off stage. That's definitely one major strength. But additionally, got hitting those combos though. Could be a little harder.
Yeah, and the other problem here is you're going to have to find a way to contest these projectiles, and Bayonetta does not have an easy way to do so. And right now, the benefactor of all that is EN, as he is going to be able to seal away stock number one. What a back air.
This back air is being flung out. And one way they could maybe do it, I've seen other Bayonettas try, is dropping in with the counter, get the witch time, get a huge punish. But if you get red doing that, then it's incredibly risky. As Yell Thunder extending the combo. EJJ getting beat up on this Bayonetta.
Yeah, just really struggling to find a way in. Look how much damage. Even that trade did about 30 to him, and that forward smash is going to clean up the stock. So EJJ on his last stock, and he's only got EN at 57.
And now carrying them up. You're at the point where you're trying to maybe fish for some kills, but ooh, that was a lot. EN was feeling themselves a little bit too much there, going for that edge guard, but hey, they're able to get past that witch time, because that's what you need to do. You got to fish for that. You've got to find that kill. And there it is. You confirm the witch time of the projectile, you get the kill. Now that's one.
It won on the board, and you could tell EJJ was fishing for that witch time a couple times that stock, and now I think Ian is wise to it. Look at how deep he goes for that edge guard. Very dangerous play around the corner.
Yeah. And not overcommitting too much, just waiting for their opportunity to stack up the percent. They're able to get a witch time kill, maybe a little earlier. They might have a shot, but I don't know. Joey, it's getting a little dicey, especially as the arc fire at ledge. Yep. Gonna be catching the jump. I saw 3 of those in a row, and I knew there was no way they were getting around that one.
Yeah, Robin's ledge trapping is scary good at times, and falling prey to it was EJJ, and that's a huge victory for EN. That's a big, I mean, 5 points doesn't seem like a lot. But when every player in this match feels like they could do a massive amount of damage, just getting the set win is enough of a victory. So congrats to EN for winning that set, but now they've got a tall task ahead of them because they're going to get counterpicked here, and we'll have to see who comes in next.
Yeah, the one key player that I've got my eyes on. We do have a roster sheet, like who they plan on sending out. I'm curious if they're sticking. Yeah, they're already switching it around, so it's not quite that. But Mr. L is the player on St. John's that everyone calls out as who they're afraid of. So I'm curious where they're going to come in the order. You know?
Yeah. I mean, we saw Mr. L a little bit last year, and he could not make every single matchup, but when he was in, he was perfect. 3-0 last season and 1-0 in this season as they got their first set win this year against William & Mary. They beat Claytron from William & Mary in that very first set, but he's someone you always have to watch out for.
Yeah. An aggressive player like that who can just delete stocks in an instant, that's the kind of clutch potential you need. And they're going to need that tonight against Colorado. The question is where. It's looking like Katsuji is going to be up next. Katsuji, a player very much hyped up on, but they have been struggling a little bit online. I will be honest. They've been playing their Sheik, and well, we've got quite the matchup in their hand. Now, Katsuji plays both Sheik and Luigi, and they're going up against Mr. L's Pikachu, the fearsome Pikachu. So, the question is, between the Sheik and the Luigi, which are you feeling?
That's tough. I like the speed that Sheik offers to keep pace with Pikachu, but I think just landing enough damage onto Pikachu in the first place is going to be a difficulty with Sheik. So I kind of like the raw kill power that Luigi might bring you. I mean, you may or may not get that 0 to death. There's no guarantee there, but I think just the damage output that Luigi has will at least serve better in this type of matchup.
I agree. I definitely agree. It's kind of rough. I mean, Sheik is a little better off stage, but you're not going to be getting the Gimps, obviously. And, well, if you're not getting the Gimps, then it's perhaps not the best idea to go for the Sheik. I know Mr. L has been really Katsuji rather. Every time I've seen them, they've been on the Sheik. And it's been hard online, to say the least. I hope they're able to bring it back here.
Yeah, we'll see which one he opts for. I mean, between the two matchups, it does kind of feel like the game plan is more or less the same. You've got to find those combo starters to get the damage in the first place. And against a Pikachu, it's just going to be so difficult because Mr. L, I mean, on this Pikachu, he's been so elusive. It's not easy to combo this character, and he doesn't make it easy, right? He can play to different styles depending on who he's going up against. That's why he's been so successful.
Yeah. You can see immediately fishing for these back airs at a low percent. That's what you want, and it's okay if you're a little obvious for it, because if you hit one, it's just like Luigi getting a grab sometimes, especially against a character like Luigi, who really can struggle off stage. Trying to use the T-Jolt to convert into it, but lets the shield mix up. And electing for more up air strings instead of a straight up nair drag down setup.
Yeah, things relatively even here off the start. Tsuji not able to get that grab, and Mr. L just taking the damage and keeping the pressure on here in the corner. That was a good air dodge back to the ledge, but very dangerously playing around this corner.
Ooh. Almost got the up smash into the thunder, but not quite. Now, getting back to the platform safe and sound. They're able to catch that air dodge. That's crucial right there. Going so low, but they refuse to just snap the ledge like any normal Luigi. Playing it, stay playing it dicey. They go all the way down again, but Mr. L is fine. The only thing you're giving up is stage control.
Yeah, great spacing by Katsuji on those two up Bs to get around the thunder and the edge guard attempts from Mr. L. And he's doing a great job of holding on to his stock, but he's got to play so careful. Ooh, the drift is just enough, and he gets away from the up smash.
Now just throwing out these airs, trying to keep Mr. L sweating on ledge. It's a little bit dicey, but you're able to pull them in out of shield. Mr. L actually does go down to stock. Katsuji playing clean.
And that's the type of game that you kind of have to play as Katsuji. You've got to kind of bait Mr. L in so that you can get your damage in and land those kill moves. We saw him throw out Tornado a couple of times, but to no avail until he gets that hit on the ledge. Mr. L able to answer up with that dash attack, and now things back to even.
And that's the WAP sound. That is the sound of you are in for a world of hurt, but getting caught by just one down air like that is already 65% on Mr. L. The combo game seems to be a little cleaner on that side of the woods.
And that side B, that is most likely a misinput, otherwise it's a very greedy option. But either way, Katsuji with the percent lead, and that was a great gimp and great high recovery there by Mr. L.
Ooh, going very low. They're able to escape. Mr. L, oh, there it is. They've been reading an immediate recovery, and so like, okay, I'm just chasing you down there. I'm not even going to try and intercept, I'm just hitting you.
That one, oh, the sound it makes is just so satisfying, right? The single jab and then, like you said, following them down there, it just sends a message of, hey, I'm on to you, dude. I know what you're going for. Ooh, and speaking of reading the roll away, Katsuji answers right back.
Yeah, and now, ooh, there's a nice drag down, but not able to quite follow it up yet. Ooh, just ping-ponging them back and forth, but now there's the grab. Not a lot you can get follow up on it though, but it's even percent. You've got Mr. L on the ledge, going all the way to center stage to avoid that ledge trapping again.
Ooh, that's a big forward smash though. Katsuji's in a lot of trouble here. Oh no, he dipped too low.
Yeah, I think that might have been it. As soon as the forward smash connected and they drifted away to avoid any follow-up, they just couldn't get back in. The drift wasn't there. They needed a misfire, and sometimes you roll the dice and they come out sour. So that'll be Mr. L getting a point on the board for the university, or St. John's University rather. Not terrible, not terrible at all. If you're able to take their most valuable player and make sure they only get the minimum amount of points, Katsuji is doing their job.
Yeah, and it's interesting too, because that match was very back and forth, but it felt like while Mr. L was in control of the pace of the match, Katsuji was still able to find his openings, right? And I think a huge part of it is that because Pikachu has that ever-threatening combo game and Luigi's offstage game isn't fantastic, the minute that they play around the corners of the stage, it just becomes very razor's edge. And that's why I think moves like Tornado are so important for Katsuji to kind of hold in his back pocket until Pikachu's at that high percent. Because once he can get Pikachu to that high percent, he can get early kills. But if he just throws that move out expecting Mr. L to go in, he's going to get punished for it, and he could end up losing his stock for it too.
And we'll see if he's able to avoid any more of those low percent scenarios. Going into our second game, also going to be on PS2. Katsuji just running it back. And making sure the connection's all good. And, oh, we good? We good? Alright, I think we're good. As now you get the back air at low percent. Back air into forward air. Not quite going to combo into anything else, but hey, you're winning neutral as much as Mr. L is. That don't matter much.
These dash attacks are racking up the damage for Katsuji, but here's the combo starter, and things back to even. Great back air to get out of that one.
Yeah. Oh, and that is beautiful right there. Getting the spike to reset the situation. Katsuji on the ledge. Gonna go for the split jump. They're gonna make it back on stage, and now they've got Mr. L there.
I feel like that crouch from Mr. L is really important, especially in terms of spacing. He can get around the fireballs with that, and I think even the Zair, if it's too far away. Great back air. Katsuji, does he have his jump left? Oh, he does!
Wow. Yeah, tremendous discipline right there, knowing Mr. L wants to go so deep. I mean, Mr. L's bread and butter, honestly, is just being able to go off stage and get those kills, maintain a cool head. So Katsuji, they know they have to be ready for that.
Has to play so carefully. These jolts are doing so much. Yeah, Katsuji just does not have an answer for them right now, and the headbutt comes through from Mr. L. Answered right back by the up smash.
Yeah, headbutt for headbutt is now. It's going to be a little bit of chip damage at low percent, but as you said, the T-Jolts are coming out strong, fierce, and deadly. Going to be caught by that tornado as well. Trading more or less hit for hit right now, as they're just looking for that one opening, and I think Katsuji just found it, but not correctly reading the DI. Mr. L, holding hard in, is able to get away.
That was huge too. Mr. L still able to, Katsuji still able to find a quick combo off of it to get the damage, but ooh, what a trade. Katsuji ends up off stage, and this is a problem for him, but he's able to roll in and get back to center stage.
As now, just kind of fishing for any sort of drag down confirm you can get. I mean, Katsuji with the lead. They don't want to overextend too much, but for them, and zip right back to the ledge. That was actually a very optimistic recovery right there. I'm surprised Katsuji didn't catch it.
Yeah, it just didn't quite land on the platform. Chase down from Mr. L, but oh, another catch from Katsuji, and that's twice this game, and maybe 3 or 4 times this set he's been able to catch Mr. L like that.
Oh, but there's the grab, 52%, and they're going all the way off 61%. Katsuji hasn't been touched yet. Running all the way from that T-Jolt. They don't want to get locked in shield for a grab for anything Mr. L is trying to throw at them.
And that was huge, too. I mean, look at the quick 61. This could be a kill, though. Forward smash, not going to be able to kill quite yet, but the edge guard, dangerous here. Oh, that air dodge just long enough to get back to ledge.
Yeah, that's crucial right there. You can see where they are. Just get the back there, yep. Some nice, consistent positioning. Mr. L fishes for this confirm. They're able to get the up air, but they need something stronger than that. The drag down doesn't connect all the hits.
That's massive. And Katsuji, oh no! The T-Jolt took his jump! Oh, and he wasn't able to recover because of it.
Oh man. From all the way across stage, it doesn't matter though. You're gonna get caught by the up smash, and now it's 1-1. Katsuji keeping it even against Mr. L.
Yeah, and that's just kind of the name of the game, I think, right now, is that both of these characters, they are very much so combo heavy, and they're just looking for that one combo opener. That's why you're seeing them both kind of stand basically underneath each of their respective platforms and just kind of hunt for that one opening. And right there, Katsuji finds one more extra opening that he's able to catch Mr. L on, and that up smash, I think it's deceptively good. It did so much work for him this set.
Yeah, at low percent, setting up for some basic stuff. Too high percents, getting that kill. I don't know what else you could ask for. Thank you so much for dash attacking my shield. I mean, that's really all it is. I do feel like Mr. L could put some more stuff together. At low percents, they could be getting a little more off of their grabs, off of their nair drag downs. But even if they're not, they're still able to just take Katsuji off stage and finish them off. I think the difference in that set was Katsuji was not as easily finished off, you know?
Yeah, Katsuji found a great way to survive. And you mentioned the grabs that Mr. L was able to get. And now that I think back on that second game, I really can't recall him getting very many grabs. So Katsuji just doing a great job of not making himself susceptible to combos. He's being very elusive.
Especially as now you get the back air, but ooh, instant tornado to get out of that one. Doesn't want to deal with that at all. Again? No. Don't want to get too predictable with that one.
Double dash attack, and Katsuji caught Mr. L with an up air, so Mr. L an early percent deficit.
Oh, yeah. Getting a little bit electrocuted, but that's fine. It's okay to weather the storm as long as you can get that one clean hit later on. There's the back air setting up for a tricky situation. Teching on the corner right there. Katsuji is able to hold on.
Yeah, at 55%, so still holding that percent lead, but again, he's got to find a way to catch Mr. L overextending, and Mr. L has just done a great job of, picking and choosing his openings.
Yeah, down throw into the forward air. Katsuji sent off stage, going all the way down to try and finish it off. Like I said, Katsuji, the Mr. L special is those edge guards, but they weren't able to connect at that time. And an air drag down into the down smash didn't work either.
That headbutt almost killing as well. And Mr. L not afraid to dip down low. They both make it back. And once again, these low recoveries for Katsuji, Mr. L is starting to catch on to him.
When those T-jolts coming up the side are so crucial for making sure Katsuji cannot get the ledge trapping they want.
That second Zaire nearly catching Mr. L again. That tornado, that's going to get punished. That's the headbutt from Mr. L, the dash attack, and that's gonna put Mr. L at the early lead here.
Ooh, and there's the combos I would like to see. An easy 25%. Get the back throw. But Mr. L still holds onto the lead here on their counter pick. And just trying to carry them up until they can get the throw off stage. Nice use of quick attack too to chip on some more percent.
65, and he caught the air dodge too. Katsuji's in trouble here. That downer, I think that should do it. I don't think he has his jump open.
But Mr. L was ready.
Does put the down there.
Yeah, as Pikachu able to land that back air. Just trying to carry you up. Ooh, the nair drag down to extend it 40%. And the down air as well. Okay, Mr. L, I see you, I see you. And with the forced air dodge right there, the drag down, making sure that there was no tech situation. Mr. L cleaning up in the end with some nice points, for sure. But now you've got to go up against the rest of University of Colorado.
Yeah, that was a very, very close set between these two. And that's one of those, for St. John's, Mr. L, we mentioned, is one of those players that he has been money for this team. And for him to be limited to only 5 points and still give up a point to Colorado, every single stock matters. And so that's a huge win. For both sides, right? You get the win for St. John's to get yourself back into the set, but for Colorado to mitigate the amount of points that one of these heavy hitters on St. John's has, it goes to show how tightly and how highly contested this matchup is.
For sure. As now we're getting into the thick of it. I feel like this game will decide the pace and the desperation that the other two will be played on. I mean, it's the middle point for a reason. As it's going to be Mr. Saturn and Zorosian coming in next for St. John's and Colorado University, respectively.
Yeah. So Mr. Saturn, we have not seen, I believe, this split or this season, but last season Mr. Saturn was very fun to watch. He's another one of those players on this roster that kind of faded in and out of the lineup, and I believe he played Link in his time in season 2. So we'll see if he decides to continue that here. But most notably about Mr. Saturn was that he was one of those players that, again, it was kind of a coin flip's chance week to week whether or not he found the win the win that St. John's would need to give them the edge, right? And so there's a huge emphasis here in the third set for him to perform. And for the side of Colorado, Zoro Sion, I believe, we saw him last week, Zorosian, my apologies, went Samus last week, and I believe he actually lost his set to Mississippi State. So an interesting battle here in the third slot.
Yeah, and we'll see how that pans out now. As Zorosian, some of the tools going to be taken out of their box against this Lucas, but they're still mostly able to keep the little boy at range if they so choose.
Yeah, and
at
like
low
the early
percent
follow-ups.
At low percent, you don't have to even worry about the absorb. Not at all, because what's he going to do? Heal 0?
Yeah, and taking full advantage of it too is Zorosian. I mean, quick 90 on the Mr. Saturn.
Constant pressure right here, because you know Mr. Saturn wants to absorb that charge shot, but when are you going to get the chance? That's what the question is. As they do get caught there. Sent off the side again, but tether recovery helps him snap back on.
I really liked that mix-up, and that was actually a 0 to death, I believe. But the jab, dash back, grab. I mean, Mr. Saturn just kind of left there stunned, not realizing he had the option to get out of there in time, and that up throw is very dangerous.
Avoiding that PK freeze as well. Ooh. Actually getting a bit of a reflect, but either way, Zorosian under the tip of the platform opposite to the ledge. That is where they are holding their ground, and Mr. Saturn just cannot find the way through.
Yeah. And couldn't quite get the grab. Good spot dodge by Mr. Saturn.
And the Zaire does extend the combo a little bit, but as a combo tool, can we get a little dicey? You can see there's little samplings of projectiles coming out from Zorosian. They don't want to feed too much over to Mr. Saturn.
Yeah. Mr. Saturn, he's really struggling to get back to stage. I think that air dodge was ill-advised. Not sure if that's what he wanted or not, but he will lose his second stock to it, and now Zorosian Up 3-1. If he can hold on to this stock, that's a huge lead that he will have built up.
Yeah, massive indeed. As Zerosian now, able to get the up air into up air. Saving that double jump is nice, but Samus's up air doesn't do too much. Would be a drag down into more later though, as they're just keeping them at ledge. They're okay to play the long game right now. They just want the stock.
Yeah, and any extra damage he gets on Mr. Saturn is massive. Oh my goodness, quick 71 now on the Mr. Saturn. And another grab doing so much work here.
Yeah, 104. Are they even going to make it back? No, can't even clank onto the bottom of the stage. It's going to be it for Mr. Saturn, a 3 stock. Zerosian coming out looking much cleaner than last week. I mean, obviously in a bit of more of a favored matchup, but either way, they didn't let any combos get started because they didn't let themselves get touched.
Yeah, that first stock, that 0 to death, really, really set the tone. And Mr. Saturn, I mean, it feels unfortunate for those 2 stocks he lost off the misspaced up B, but even on the last one, he tries to grapple back to ledge with the Zair, and it just doesn't connect. He's not ready for it. So one of the things that you really have to do, I mean, Lucas kind of needs those combos to get the damage on and give himself a shot in this set, and he never got the opportunity to do so. Zerosian was all over that.
Yeah, 100%. Zerosian, I didn't see the Absorb come out once. And obviously it's a less useful combo tool than the PK Magnet, but it does have some uses. And, well, if you're scared to even pull it out once, especially when you're that far behind and you could really use a pick-me-up, I feel like that just sends a message to Zerosian. It's like, until I throw that out, until I let you know that option is there, why don't you try some charge shots? See how it's gonna go, or don't have to worry about it at all, as they're gonna go Young Link instead.
3, 2,
Yeah, and headed to Battlefield here in Game 2, so yeah, I like this pick a lot more. You can contest the projectile game that Zerosian was using because your projectiles are a lot faster. And so now you're forcing more of a boxing style, and Mr. Saturn's got that sword that Samus doesn't necessarily struggle to deal with, but it makes the boxing matchup more even.
Yes, certainly. As Samus does get the grab, though, a bit longer in the tether grab range. And these charge shots at ledge, I love the tiny charge shots to just sort of pressure them down. But again, going way too low, Mr. Saturn perhaps not quite used to saving their jump as well as they should.
Yeah, my guess is he thought he had his jump ready, and he did not. So Mr. Saturn down an early stock, and we'll see if he can even things back up here. Does catch that Zair back to ledge and the dash attack here, but what a great stall out from Zerosian.
Ooh, yeah. Playing on top of your own bomb right there. It's a dangerous game. And Mr. Saturn is more than happy to play it. Zerosian really looking to cement University of Colorado, but Mr. Saturn ain't going to make it easy for them. Up he had a shield, though. Does get Mr. Saturn off of them. And the parry on that bomb. Not going to do much. They misread the option, though. It gets Mr. Saturn off the ledge. They have a chance now.
That up air, though, going to interrupt it. And another great nair. Able to get back to stage, the jab, linking, and now, oh, look at all the pressure off stage. Oh my goodness, Zerosian. Oh boy.
Yeah, that falling up air right there, not going to connect, and now some up airs of their own, extending that combo up to 30%, and with the electricity, there's no way you can fastball down quick enough to actually get anything from it. You caught the roll away too with the charge shot. This advantage keeps extending. Zerosian in position to end it all right now. Going way too low. They mess up the bomb recovery. And that's a double 3 stock. 8 points on the board for Zerosian. All of the mileage that St. John's got from Mr. Rel snatched away, reversed even by that dominant performance from Zerosian.
Yeah, and Zerosian, this is a huge bounce back for him. I mean, what an absolute turnaround from a week where he struggled to a week where he just dominated here. And Mr. Saturn, again, this is one of those games for St. John's that, you know, they put the pressure on him to make a play, and Zerosian just comes out and says, yeah, I've got a full house in my hand, by the way. Full house of projectiles.
Oh, yeah. And it didn't even feel like the projectiles were the main thing that were tripping them up. It was just the icing on the cake. Like, the frequent grabs were very good. It showed that they had good coverage of all defensive options, including shield. They caught so many jumps with the forward air, and that just reset the situation. And then the bombs off stage. That's technically a projectile, so I'll give you that one, Soy. But either way, it still made it so difficult to make any decisions about how you're going to be recovering.
Yeah, and even the character swap too. I think the young Link looked better initially, but I mean, Zerosian's adaptation mid-set, I mean, I'm not even sure if it was adaptation because it felt like the gameplay didn't really change, just constant pressure on this character, and then again, just the mistakes on the recovery really ended up biting him in the end.
Yeah. And I do think we're going to be having a quick lag test real quick. Or maybe we're just getting right into it. As it is... No, that's what I thought. Yeah, but it's looking like they're moving pretty smoothly. Ice is going to be the player from University of Colorado. Usually they play Pitt. So I'm actually surprised to see, yeah, that they went the Palutena. You know how Greninja is going to be their opponent.
Yeah, and that Greninja is J Grunt, who is another one of those players for St. John's that they usually save for the back half of the lineup. He's usually in that typical anchor spot, but bringing him out here to try and give his team a chance in that fifth set. And J Grunt's one of those players that has been, again, money for this roster. Last season, 8-0 in the regular season. It was his only losses were in the postseason to the hierarchy, the Mississippi States, the William and Marys, the Colorados on the day. So it's going to be a huge matchup for J Grunt and Ice. I mean, another one of those players for Colorado who's been here since last year. If he opts for Palu, that's going to be a new character for him, but that Pit has been very consistent.
Yeah, I do think there's some very day one commentary stuff, but definitely some similarities in the combo routes, based around the nairs, but very different in terms of ending follow-ups. Palutena's just got the options that Pit doesn't. So, nope, they're going to the Dark Pit. It was a fake out. It was all a lie. But J Grunt's still on that signature Greninja.
Yeah, so we'll have to see here. They start off on PS2. And I'm kind of curious to see. One of the things that I don't typically see out of J Grunt is a lot of the counter, the down B. And I think in a matchup like this, that could be a really good mix-up.
Yeah, this Pit, it really depends on the style that they're playing, though. And with Ice being so patient and cautious, I'm not sure you're going to get many chances to get a hard read on a counter, as they're fishing for these landing fairs, landing nairs, anything to start up a larger combo or at least a tech chase.
Yeah, as things are back to even. Ooh, J Grunt wanted that falling up air to get the drag down once more, but like you said, Ice able to get out of it, and again, that patient playstyle has worked wonders for him in the past.
Well, J Grunt really just dropping bombs, and by bombs I mean nairs, because it's a mini explosion that sets you up for so much damage if you get touched by it. But Ice playing under these platforms is making it really difficult to approach with these landing aerials.
That was a good shield, too. You can tell J Grunt wanted the follow-up, but instead just waited it out to see what Ice would do.
sitting at ledge. They're able to avoid that grab, not quite understanding the roll distance, but either way, Ice still definitely closer to kill percent, and they're not able to even get the any true combos anymore at this percent.
That's a lot of the shield burned by Ice so far this stock, and I think J-Grunt is just kind of waiting for his opportunity. Great forward smash punish.
Yeah, eventually J-Grunt finds the opening. And that landing there don't lead to nothing, but there's definitely some more where that came from. Is even step on him a little bit. Frog legs with the down air. Now, again, back to forward air after the game. This is how the pace that Ice wants to be playing at. The issue is they're being outpaced in their own game.
Ooh, that was a good. I thought he was going to go for the forward air there, and J-Grunt ends up dying off the top thanks to the up air. So good conversion there by Ice to even things up. But it's like you said, Ice, despite playing this patient play style, it's not worked out for him for the most part.
Yeah, as J-Grunt not able to quite follow that up, but a good mash out right there. That means you can't get any more of those follow-ups and hit some guaranteed combo thirds at that percent. There's still going to be a disadvantage though, eating up to 48, but with Ice having double your percent, you can afford to get a little bit risky with it.
Ooh, tried to wait out the shield there from Ice, and he wanted the forward air, but look at the coverage from J-Grunt right now.
Yeah. J-Grunt not letting anything slip. Even when they get off the ledge, it's only a matter of time. But being caught by that nair. And straight out, not quite going to combo there either. Oh, that's not a hard punish. Maybe a little optimistic for how that was going to go. And the burst option of the side B is actually going to give Ice a massive bit of stage advantage again. Ooh, sending the arrow all the way out to finish off J-Grunt.
What a snipe from Ice to ice away that stock, and now he's got the one stock lead. But again, Ice has to play so careful at 125. I mean, J-Grunt has been typically so clean at sealing away these stocks, and there it is, nair into forward air.
Yeah, that's a nice little conversion from J-Grunt. Able to get some semblance of a kill confirm online, and they're fishing again for the landing there and the dash attack. That seems to be their bread and butter at low percent. But Ice refusing to let them get away with it that easily.
We have not really seen J-Grunt land a down tilt in this match. Ice has done a very good job of playing defensive, and there's an opening for him. Oh, he wanted the spike. He dipped low for it, but overextended, and now it's turned on him.
Yeah, that shield gonna help him out there. They both pop off at the same time, but it's gonna be the nair that gets the hit. Trading 1-for-1 more or less right now, but that's a read on the down smash right there. J-Grunt disadvantage, but a whiff grab means Ice is the one off stage again.
He wanted Ice to side B in there and get another trade for that stock.
Yeah. And what I'm loving from J-Grunt, no real panic options right here. Fishing for their kill confirms until it gets home. That landing there into the up smash is going to be some very good data right there. Points climbing up bit by bit. Some serious opportunities there for improvement. And overall, they kept it very close. I liked how they didn't go for too many committal options. They were very respectful of each other's boundaries. But in the end, it just felt like Greninja had the stronger confirms. I mean, the landing there, with Greninja having one of the best jumps in the game, it's so hard to keep track of.
It's a move that when you get hit by the nair, you just kind of look at it and go, oh, well, it's not going to kill me. It shouldn't do that much, right? But it's actually just the perfect setup, and J-Grunt knows the spacing so well of it that he's able to convert it into things like the forward air and the up smash that you saw seal away those stocks. But again, minimal damage is the name of the game for Colorado. Only a point earned in this particular match, and so if they can continue to stem the bleeding here, Ice doesn't even have to win this set. He's just got to give his team a chance in the next one, and he's doing that by holding J Grunt back.
Yeah, but banking it all in one set. All on your anchor. That's where it gets scary. Yes. Ice. Gonna be fighting hard to maintain this dominance. I mean, when your space is immediately stalled. Oh, I thought for a second they didn't have a jump.
Yeah, I was with you too.
But Jegron a far better player than I. Overall, they're able to bounce around, happy as can be. And they're actually using these quick full hops to just avoid any sort of tangible lock-on that Ice can get so they can connect more of these arrows.
Yeah. And, good grab from Ice, but immediately traded right back. Big combo for J Grunt.
And now Ice getting up from the ledge. The back air, not gonna quite connect. And there it does. Ooh, that was a nice scoop into the spike. Ice popping them up for it, but I can't quite follow it up. A little shaky this time. Both these players knowing what's on the line.
Yeah. Ooh, there was that nair once again, and he parries the down tilt. An opening for Ice here. Dipping so low, and the turnaround from J Grunt, amazing stuff.
Yeah, the reversal with that back air, hopping up, one of the best double jumps in the game. And now, they're just popping all around the platforms. No need to get real contested.
And 94%, certainly not out of kill range by any means for Ice, but you need something strong, and it's got to be towards the side of the stage. So J Grunt just making himself so difficult to track down right now.
J Grunt also getting very cheeky with these wave lands and wave dashes straight up. Like, they're almost baiting Ice in to try and punish them when there's not entirely enough time. Like, it's not optimal movement, but it's saying, hey, come on in. Look at much movement.
Yeah, and Ice not able to get that kill on that up air too. It's going to give J Grunt a second lease on life here.
These weights from J Grunt, oh my gosh, they are in Ice's head.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, you saw Ice gets up from the platform and J Grunt is just stalling out. I mean, you can tell Ice is just kind of hunting for those openings.
And the neutral counter. Oh, it's a classic right there. Able to try and convert that, but at 132%, even with the back air being way faster than the forward air, it's so hard to convert. But just pressuring with the down air into the immediate nair as soon as you try and punish. Again, J Grunt playing it safe, playing it cautious. Not able to get the full follow-ups though.
Woo, quick conversion, and J Grunt knows he's feeling it right now. The single shuriken to forward tilt. I think Ice was at 150 and it still killed.
J Grunt, he has a family. He's just kind of going wild. Like, he's not even that far in the lead, but it feels like it based off of this attitude that J Grunt is bringing to the table, stuffing Ice out straight into the freezer as they can't put anything together. The movement from J Grunt is just so mystifying. You really can't track it down, even when you land the jab. Still gotta find a way to get the ledge trap though. Getting the grab off of there, forward throw. Not gonna kill yet.
Ooh, gets the spike. Ice able to get it to a one-stock game. I will say that those last couple hits that Ice got, it felt like that was the first time he had touched J Grunt in the past at least 30 seconds, maybe a minute in that second stock.
Yeah, and now Ice a kill percent for sure. But maybe that means J Grunt is getting a little more predictable than they were when they were schmoovin'. Oh, no, they're wave dashing. Okay, so ooh, getting the down throw right there, but not able to follow it up with the back air. Just safe moves. That's what they're looking for. But the down smash right there. Ice knows this is winnable. The Nair's at ledge. Look at this. The pressure. J-Grunt doesn't want to get off, but the down tilt into the forward air eventually will be the finisher right there.
Yeah, that's just, I mean, you saw it. J-Grunt was really feeling himself towards the end of that match. And, I mean, he knows that he had his number. But the problem is, he only had, 2 one-stock victories. So Ice kind of does his job here and holds J-Grunt to the minimum amount of points earned. So 9-14 going into the final set. That means that any points Colorado gets this set are massive.
Yeah, but St. John's, they can definitely have hope. They don't have Mr. L. Like, you need at least a 2-stock. A 3-stock would be beautiful, but you're going up against most likely some heavy hitters. I have to assume. I mean, let's just double check. They've got big, old, yeah. It's Alomamora versus AIV. Alomamola, rather. As, yeah.
Yeah, those are two big names for these two rosters. I mean, AIV is the captain of Colorado, if I remember correctly. His Ike has been really good the past couple of seasons. And if you look at St. John's, Alomamola, he's one of those players that's been pivotal in their success. He was 6-3 last year, and he got shut out against William & Mary in week 1. But when Alomamola on this Joker, when he finds his groove, he can be so dangerous. But it's a matter of if he gets stuffed out early or not. And so against AIV, it is a very, I mean, I want to say it. What's the word? It's a very tense matchup.
Yeah, and AIV, not only do they have the bread and butters, but they also have that spirit that St. John's Greninja was bringing to the table of just constant vigilance for any time you can get a cheeky kill. I remember the amount of times they would go for Nair into reverse up B to try and take a stock, or they would get insanely early stocks out of nowhere. But then they could also play the long game. They're not a one-trick pony. AIV, they can do it all.
Yeah, and remember, as we get ready for this next set, it's a 5-point difference, which means that they, I already said it, they need at least a 2-stock somewhere in this next set for St. John's to come back into this match. And so AIV, again, he could lose this set and still win Colorado the match. He just has to mitigate the damage that Alomamola can do. But I think this is going to be a very even set. It really comes down to, I think, playing out of disadvantage. Can you survive to high percents, or can you land those edge guards?
Yeah. Right here, Alomamola going to be starting it out. Might be a bit of a lag. No, they are getting right into it. As AIV trying to pressure safely, but that's going to get them grabbed. The ground game is Joker's home turf, whereas Ike can really effectively zone in the air. Joker can instantly dash under and get some punishes.
Yeah, it's going to be something to really watch as this set progresses, because you know that Alomamola is hunting for his way in around that Nair, and AIV, he does not want to get boxed out into the corner.
Yeah. It's fairly even trading, but AIV knows that you need more than just trades to win this out. With Arsene out and about, AIV needs to give some serious respect. Goes for the jump in, but misses the platform cancel, but they're still able to survive. Nair into up air, not a true confirm anymore, but you're getting into the range where stuff like up B will kill.
Yeah, and that forward air nearly connecting could have turned things around for him. That up B not going to be
DI.
able to get the second hit. Good DI, like you said, from Aloma Mola.
And now, with the forward tilt into the up tilt, baiting in the dash in, knowing how much Alomomola wants to get in there and scrap. They're able to find that. Landing there into down tilt as well. If they're able to get a clean stock here and get that 2 stock that they need. Ooh, AIV. They are really sapping away Alomomola's chances here.
Yeah, it is. That's a big opening. Aloma Mola now with Arsene. But look at the damage AIV can do. His spacing right now is impeccable.
Oh, but that was creative. Going below the Iha angle and then throwing it out anyways so the big hitbox will catch you. Forward tilt. Battle of the forward tilts, but the shields block it up all the way. So AIV is sent all the way off. They're able to get right to ledge.
That up B, it does a surprising amount of knockback. And with extra rage on, that's going to kill relatively soon. Aloma Mola has to be careful.
Yeah, instant snap to ledge. And Alomomola, I mean, at this percent, you really don't even want to try and contest that. As they fly right onto the center of the stage. They keep trying to get the read with the back air. I'm holding my breath every time, but it never quite connects it at 192%. AIV, they feel immortal. Like, the back throw doesn't even do it yet. 212. Soy, what is this?
I talked about
almost killed.
I talked about how big survivability was in AIV showing why. He does eventually fall though, but AIV did a great job there of 2 things. Number 1, mixing up his recovery, and 2, he was trying to, when he was recovering high, he was looking for the platform cancel. And he almost got it, I think, both times.
Yeah, as AIV isn't quite able to get their low percent starter or high percent kill options, yet they really want this up B. At this percent, up B after it's buff will kill. And their up air is not going to kill because that doesn't connect anymore. So, how do you find the kill? Especially with Arsene where you have to respect these hitboxes that much more. The up tilt anti-air, that'll do just fine.
And now Aloma Mola, all the pressure in the world on him to make this comeback happen. Down a stock and 61%, and look at all the damage that AIV can do. 2 quick hits and he's already at 20.
Yeah, and oof. Will it escape the pressure on shield? AIV though, reluctant to give up this stock. So reluctant. Mola. 1 hit, yeah. They're gonna have Arsene now, but Arsene doesn't actually get you out of that combo, so you're gonna eat even more percent. They want that back air so bad, but they can't quite find it. There it is, though, out of the parry. Now you have the chance, and there it is, finally understanding. Are they going mid-stage or the ledge? Ledge, it's counter time.
That was huge, too, because we have not seen AIV use that up B, and he knows if he uses it, he's going to get countered either way. So great read by Aloma Mola to realize he's going to go for the ledge, and he has to dip down there fast enough to catch that side B.
Yeah, forward air, though. Send a little off stage where AIV has gotten so much of their mileage, but they whiff that combo just a tiny bit, but staying safe while they do it. Oh, following them through the air dodge all the way down. And finally the forward tilt slicing right through Aloma Mola's chances. Aloma Mola would need a miracle play. Yeah. Double 2 stocks right now. But against AIV's performance, that's a tall order. That's a very tall order, Soy.
Yeah, AIV has been so clutch for Colorado over the past season and even into this season. And so for Aloma Mola, I mean, you saw he had his chances at set. I mean, he got that last stock scenario. But then just a few hits, a little bit of stage positioning, and Ike's just raw kill power takes over that final stock. And so, like you said, it's not it's not out of reach. You need 6 points, and like you said, that's a 2 stock for a double 2 stock or a 3 stock to 1 stock. But the important thing here is that Alomomola has to adapt, and he has to win this game to give St. John's a chance. Any chance, any shot at this. It comes down to this game too.
This game too. That is a lot of pressure. Alomomola's been under that pressure before, and they have succeeded. AIV is not someone who's very easy to succeed against. You saw how well they were mixing up their options with platform cancels and attacking center stage, and just going straight to ledge. I feel like that is the key, because we saw Alomomola was getting them off stage quite a few times, but can't go off. Not at all. And these low percent combos, that's a nice place to start. Tries to cover the mid-range. It's not there that time. Maybe next time they'll catch it.
Yeah, Alomomola, he's really got to start catching those side Bs. And it's hard to do because you got to judge that speed so well. But look at the pressure. AIV already putting Alomomola to the corner. At 71%, Arsene gets to come out here. But AIV only at 50, getting a kill here is going to be tough.
Very tough. But trading directly with that side B, that's crucial. And they force them to go low. That's the easy counter. They're out of there. Alomomola has the lead for the first time in a while.
Yeah, huge stock to take there. And I like how right as I say it's going to be tough to take the stock, he finds a beautiful trade to get that Ike off stage and then set up for that edge guard. But here, holding on to your stock is important. At 110 against Ike, it's so difficult, but here's the opening he needs.
We'll get the down throw, but not quite a forward throw yet. A tricky movement under that platform. AIV threatening maybe a dash attack, but either way. Back air is going to be the finisher. Alomomola, they're able to find a quick way to finish this stock and then have Arsene for the next. Their win condition is still perfectly within achievement. And you can see they're coming alive. They know what they need to do. They're almost getting the tech chase on platform, but they drop it.
70 plus damage on AIV, and Alomomola just slowly chipping away. Oh no, but that's a big nair. This could be a big follow-up for AIV.
AIV. Quick throw, send them off. Over there. With that side B, they snap right to ledge. I mean, right here, they're keeping the recovery as safe as they can, but Alomomola, that's some big chunky damage you can't afford to hit. Now you're in kill confirm range, going into, even if you take this stock, it's a little scary. But wisely not attacking. They know that Arsene is an invitation for instant death. But they pull the trigger a little early. Alomomola wasn't ready for that.
Yeah, AIV able to get back, and now he's burned Arsene away from Alomomola, so Alomomola has to find a way to take this stock. He is at a high percentage here, so he should be able to do so, but he's got to play so carefully now.
Yeah, nairs, back airs, without Arsene, they're not quite killing, but they are keeping AIV on their toes. 184%. Back there under your ledge would even kill, maybe, but gotta find the way in. The gun just chipping up the percent, making AIV antsy. You can't let it get to you there.
And remember, any percent that... Ooh, that's a huge stock. There's the back air Alomomola needed. But any percent on this stock for Alomomola is massive. If he can hold on to this, it's not out of reach.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to play to win, not to play to get the 2 stock, but you want to get it because then you have to play to get a 3 stock. Now, nair up air, pretty strong confirm, but you're able to get AIV off stage right when you need to most. Up air, up B rather, not gonna kill quite yet, and the Arsene coming online helps them get AIV off of their back right there. That could have been a strong confirm. Alomomola knows what they need. They need it so badly, but I saw that up air coming out.
Yeah.
That was a frame away from obliterating a Alomomola.
Ooh, Alomomola's getting a little trigger happy on these counters, and AIV is getting closer and closer to those platform cancels. That could be dangerous. Oh, the high percent. Does this kill? Yes, it does. That's a huge stock for AIV.
That's perfect right there. Now Alomomola has, even if they win this, they have to get a 3-stock, but they can't let that be on their mind. They need to finish it, otherwise AIV just wins outright.
125, there it is, reads the side B in, he finally catches him, and Alomomola keeps the Red Storm's dreams alive.
You need a miracle right here. AIV is not an easy player to clutch against. Not at all. So you have to do that against the team captain of one of your biggest rivals as they are beating you solidly just to get to overtime. That's rough, Soy. That's really rough. AIV knows what they're playing for. They know it well. They're going to be counterpicking as well because they just lost.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. And I think you can tell how tense this match is because of just the patience displayed by both of those players. I mean, it was constantly chip damage, chip damage, chip damage. No one wanted to go all in for something committal because they knew how important those stocks were. And so headed into game number 3 here, like we said, St. John's, Alomomola needs a 3-stock to tie up this set. That is that is incredibly rough, but I think it's doable. And the key here is that you have to be able to catch Ike's recovery. He started to at the end of that match. He sealed it up by landing the up smash on that side B back to center stage. But you have to be careful on pulling the trigger on those counters when you're trying to read the side B, because it leaves you a little bit vulnerable, and sometimes if you're doing it off stage, it gives AIV stage control.
Ooh. Every percent, every hit that AIV gets, it's a win. And they know that. Alomomola knows that too, but they can't let it get to them. You don't want to have to play for the miracle stock right here. You need to get what you can. Out there right there. The drag down with Arsene. Oh, it's so beautiful. But they're not quite able to get the finisher. Not getting the read either, but the forward air sending AIV off. They're just waiting right there, waiting for an opportunity to counter. Again, nice forward air, sending them off stage. AIV though, recovering all the way in to the ledge. Not quite able to catch it with down guns.
Yeah, and Alomomola, he's at a relatively high percent for needing a 3-stock, but he is able to take that first one off the board. Arsene will come off any second now, and that's the opening AIV needs to try and ice this game. At 95, Alomomola's got to play so careful.
Yeah, every little bit of chip damage, and up B out of shield, and that. Oh, yeah, AIV in celebration. But the game's not over yet. Don't let Alomomola get it. Any points on the board, that's just worse for you later. AIV, though, gonna be very happy with that one.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. Just right there, I mean, Ike has such raw kill power, right? Such easy follow-ups that it was going to be so dangerous for Alomomola to really play that carefully. And AIV, I think, just, found one too many hits. I remember these first 2 matches, there was so much chip damage. Oh my, the follow-ups from AIV off the platforms are massive.
Yeah, getting a read on when Alomomola air dodges, when they don't, and obviously it was still unwinnable, but AIV wants to close it out strong. They don't want to just win by technicality. They want to win the set as they get the uppy out of shield. Now, got the force, the tech on the platform. Sends out to play, but that counter's not going to connect true.
Catching that side B once again. But again, just pulling the trigger early on those counters. Great gun there, actually. And that's going to seal away stock number 2. So last stock scenario here.
And with Arsene, Alomomola might have a chance to at least rack up some percent. Oh, and hitting the Dagon too. And the up air. They've just evened out the percents.
Arsene off the table now, but things are dead even. And AIV using those platforms to his advantage. When Alomomola is up there and using those guns downward, he's just going to camp them out.
Avoiding that dash attack. And they're able to get the nair as well. Every little click, a little bit of percent, that can lead to a kill. Mola definitely has a chance here. They're just playing carefully around this. You saw they wanted that up there so badly, but they didn't know what it could incur. So AIV played respectfully, and that could come back to bite them. Now, get the nair. I don't think they're going to respect them like that again. The back air is going to whiff them a little, has them off stage. The up smash, going to connect. And now AIV is getting up into those percentages where they're high. Alomomola doesn't win the entire match, but they do win the set. Putting some points on the board for their team, 13-15 to finish it off. It was a close one. That was a true nail-biter. The closest game we've gotten to see in a long, long while, Soy.
Yeah, that was very tense and very well done to both teams. I mean, we knew coming in that this game, it meant a lot to both of these teams because of the prowess of both of these schools. So to have it go down to the edge like that, I mean, it was so entertaining. And I think really the difference maker in that set, if you take away the playing for stocks and playing for points, was really just the fact that AIV, he found a little bit more extra damage in his openings than Alomomola did.
Yeah. Alomomola did have some amazing combos that went into even more amazing strings. Like, I remember 1-0 to death they got, I think it was game 2, to really help clutch it out. But AIV, it's just consistency. It's inevitability. Eventually you will mess up. And when you do, you'll get hit by a nair. You'll never guess what happens after that one, Soy. It's another nair. Sorry.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
No. I mean, you're absolutely right, though. AIV, his Ike has been something else to watch. And Ike is, as you saw, an exploitable character, which is what made this set so close. You can tell that Joker has his moments in this matchup. But the raw damage output that Ike can do, it just does wonders in a format like this.
Yeah, for certain. And, well, the Ike themselves is waiting to tell us more about that win, more about what was going through their head in that climactic final set. So, we're going to talk to AIV in just a couple of moments, so don't go anywhere. The final interview of EGFC's Week 3 will be here in just a few minutes. Welcome back, everybody, to the final interview of the night. We're here with AIV after a very climactic win over their opponent. How you doing, AIV, after that really heart-pounding set?
Yeah, no joke. I'm shaking a little bit for sure. That was that was very close. Overall as a match and that last set.
Yeah, and you've been here for a while. You're very familiar with the format. So, did you know exactly like I need to prevent them from getting a 3-stock, like, or were you just playing to win?
I did. Both. I did know that I was only aiming. I only needed to take 1 stock. That took a lot of pressure off. But I still wanted to win for my sake.
Yeah, of course, and well, not letting yourself tunnel vision on just 1 stock.
Mhm.
That's very important, and it definitely showed through the gameplay.
I am of the opinion that if you focus on taking 1 stock, that is how you get 3 stocked. You just start swinging for the fences, and it all falls apart.
I'm with you there.
Absolutely. So what was kind of your mindset going into that match, right? You knew by that point you were going to be the anchor of your squad, and you presumably knew you were going to play against a Loma Mola. So what was the kind of game plan going into the set?
Well, I tried to run a middle ground between overconfidence and doubting myself. So I was pretty sure I was going to win. That didn't necessarily come to fruition. But I knew I was a good player. I knew I could focus on my game and bring the team to victory.
Yeah, I mean, and that you did. And the victory wasn't just you, of course, even though you closed it out in the end. There were a lot of different, very chaotic matchups in there. Like, of all the, like, heavy-hitting matchups today, which were you, like, most nervous, like, watching your team play?
Ooh, most nervous. That's a good question. I knew going in that Mr. L was an excellent player. And Kazuji is too, but going into that match, I was very unsure how that was going to turn out. I was pleasantly surprised. I think we all got a treat with that match. It was really fun to watch.
Yeah, definitely took a lot of pressure off the back end, huh?
For sure.
Yeah. I'm gonna steal a question from Kilo Miles that he used earlier. Is there a player on your roster, because your roster, it feels like everyone is such a heavy hitter, right? Is there a player on your roster that you are scared of?
Oh, that I'm scared to play.
Yeah.
Ooh, plenty. I feel it's necessary to shout out Zerosian here. He just beat me for, if I'm not mistaken, the first time at a local tournament this past Wednesday. And I mean, he showed today that, why I lost to him. He has incredible skill, incredible mix-ups. He got that double 3-stock that really secured our win here. So, yeah, shout out to him.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Being able to get that dominant win and clutch out even when you're at 100, or I'm sorry, I think you set the record today, Mr. What, like 240% at one point versus Loma Mola?
Yep.
But yeah, survivability, very much a Colorado trait, I've got to say. But either way, University of Colorado, you've never been a bad team, but you're definitely on the warpath this year coming into it, especially after this win over St. John's. So how are you feeling so far about your future prospects? Any matchups you've got your eye on in particular?
There are a few. I think we're just going to try and take it one team at a time, though. I don't want to look too far into the future and stumble over what's right ahead of us.
Okay. Hey, that's a perfectly valid mindset, and I hope it pays off well for you. But for now, thank you so much for coming in, doing this interview, giving us this insight.
Thank you so much for having me. Have a great night.
Yeah, you too. And as always, I hope everyone out in the audience has a good night as well. If you like what you saw, be sure to follow @OfficialEGF on Twitter. All the different kinds of stuff. There's so much EGF content all week. Additionally, as you can see from our lovely faces here, you can follow us on Twitter as well, @SoySunJSport and @KiloMilesGG. We're always out here, plenty of different leagues, plenty of different content. You want to check us out. And of course, House of 3000. giving EGF Smash all of its impeccable production, non-stop, getting the players in here for these new video interviews, making sure it's all top quality. You can't get better than them. Like I said, for now, I've been Keel Miles. This has been Soy. I hope you all have a wonderful night. Take it easy out there.